Hi, everybody. This is Miss Carlson again. I'm noticing some patterns as I am grading outlines, and my guess is that you may have not had to do an outline for a very long time, if ever. So I am recording this tutorial because I'm going to have some study sessions, but I realize that not all students can make it to the times that I have available for them. So I thought I'll do a tutorial. It wouldn't hurt to just get a refreshment for everyone anyway. And hopefully it will relieve a little bit of frustration for you. I want you to know that I'm having you write outlines not to frustrate you, not to make your life, a living you know what. Um, but to actually strengthen your writing, to make you a better writer. Because as you know, I've been saying I don't necessarily look for perfection, but I do look for growth. So let's have a little outline tutorial and we will see if it helps us improve our writing. I do know for a fact that outlines make better essays. So um, being that I wanted to show you how to write an outline, I thought I'd do a tutorial about how to write an outline because outlines are important. So hopefully that will make sense as we get going here. So you had an essay graphic organizer, and hopefully you filled that out with a lot of information, notes you took from your readings and the videos that you watched. I wanted you to use my sources, and I think that may have somehow um, not the message didn't get out about that or something. I gave you a bunch of resources in those Nearpod lessons. And I don't mind if you added a resource or two, but I really wanted you to use the ones I used because this first essay, what I'm looking for is, can you write an outline? Can you write an essay? How hard do we have to work this year on writing essays, right? Or research papers in this case. So I was looking for like specific information from those sources I gave you. And that's not really happening in a lot of cases, but I don't know. I may be too far along to worry about that. So hopefully you have a graphic organizer and you filled it out in some capacity with your sources, your name, your teacher's name, the course name, and the date. Make sure you do the date correctly in your outline especially. I'm looking to see these details, right? So the essential question that we're asking is in your paper is social media more harmful or helpful for teenagers? And your thesis should be very simple. I'm looking for one simple thesis, which is social media is more harmful than helpful for teenagers, or social media is more helpful than harmful for teenagers. Hopefully I had those two. Hopefully those two are different. I want one of those. So when you go to write your essay, I should easily be able to see everybody's thesis is one or the other. Don't get fancy on it, not this time around anyway. All right, so hopefully you've got this filled out. I filled this out for my particular um, topic. And so my essential question for this tutorial is, how can I teach someone how to write an outline? Which that might change because actually as I'm getting into this, I'm realizing it's more about why writing an outline is important, but that's okay. So for the title, I just have a working title right now, Outlines as Gateways. It just shows my teacher that I have filled this in. It could change over time. All right, so I'm essentially taking, if I've taken really good notes, I should be able to plop a lot of this into an outline. So let me switch over to where I would start a brand new page because you'll need to start a blank document. And I'm not sure how long this recording is going to let me go. I think 15 minutes is max. So I'm going to see what I can get done in this 15 minutes. I did do previous tutorials on this, but I think I'm just going to show you again. What you want to do is you want to start with a header. So you click Insert, page number, top of page, number 3. That's going to populate that page number right away. I want you to click to the left of that and put your last name, not my last name, your last name. And now that's going to be a running header. I can either click Close Header and Footer, or I can just double click in the body of my paper. I also want to make sure that my header is in the right font. And if you remember, Ms. Carlson wants Times New Roman 12. So that looks good. All right, now I'm going to start my heading, and your first and last name. If you hit enter and you've got it set up as double spacing, it should just do that for you. But I'm noticing a lot of students with way too much space in their heading. So I think they're clicking enter and then they're clicking enter again, or something's happening where the spacing is off. So it should just be double spaced. Your name, my name, and it's Ms., not Mrs. And then the course name and today's date, which is different with MLA formatting. You've got to get used to this. So 30 September 2022, no comma or anything. All right, here's where I'm going to click center and I'm going to put my title. And I said outlines are gateways as my working title. Make sure you are capitalizing all essential words in your title. Left align again and making sure I have it on double space right there, so it just double spaces for me. I can also have it indent for me if I want to. If I go to paragraph, line spacing is set at double, line and page breaks. If I want to do, I forgot how to do this now. No, it's probably on indents. First line, special, none, first line hanging. I want first line indentation 1/2 inch, so that looks good. Now it's going to indent for me every time I push return, which is really nice. Okay, so now I want to do my outline. And if you watched my tutorial, it was, actually, you know what, you guys, for my outline, I don't really want it to indent, so I'm going to take that off of there. Oh, I think I did take it off there. Okay. So Roman numeral 1, if you remember from that tutorial, and that's going to be my introduction or introductory paragraph, or maybe you call it opening paragraph. It doesn't matter. Just it alerts me that, yeah, you know, that goes there. Then in my opening paragraph, I want to say in my outline what's going to go into that introductory paragraph. I also don't want a small lowercase a there. So here I'm going to go up to the numbers, number formatting, and I want that to be a capital A. Actually, I might even do yeah, okay. So now it's going to do that capital letter every time I'm done with my Roman numeral. It'll bounce down to the capital letters. Okay, and there's a separate video for that. All right, so here is where here's where my graphic organizer becomes valuable, right? So if I don't know yet what I'm going to say in that opening paragraph, I could put something like this. Here's where I will introduce, whoops, except I want that to be an A. Here's where I will introduce my topic and state my thesis, as well as provide some background information about why this is an important topic. I will try to find a great hook as well. If you truly have no idea what you're going to write for that certain paragraph, it's better that you write something here that shows me that you at least know what goes there. But in this case, I have actually started my opening paragraph. So I can just put that in there. If I already have a pretty good working paragraph, why not use it? So I'm just going to copy and paste that into my outline here. And it's already double spaced. This one needs to be double spaced though. All right. Teachers or professors will often ask students to write an outline so they can see how students plan to organize. I'm going to put their research instead of his or her. So they can see how the students plans to organize their research and in what order they plan to present it. Writing an outline is beneficial to the writing process. I got that information at Owlette Purdue and can help us with staying organized when writing an essay, presenting our information in a logical way, keeping our source information in one place, showing the relationships amongst our ideas, and even keeping our plot points organized when writing a narrative. I gave Owlette Purdue credit for both of those because even though I put it in my own words and I summarized it or paraphrased it, I got the initial information at Owlette Purdue. So they still deserve the credit for it. I didn't come up with that off the top of my head. An outline is the framework for our essay, paper, speech, or story. When written properly, an outline is a gateway to a successful essay, research paper, speech, or story. Now, that is my thesis sentence, and it's always nice to kind of know that. So if you even wanted to put in a different color for your outline, that might be nice. Then you know, I know. And now my reader should start to expect this, right? In my next paragraphs, I better stay on this topic because this is what I'm setting out to prove, that when written properly, an outline is a gateway to a successful essay, research paper, speech, or story. So that is my anchor, my thesis statement, my argument, if you will, my claim. You'll hear all of those terms used. That better stay, throughout my paper. I better not veer away from that anchor statement. And again, this is why an outline is so great before you do an essay. It helps me see as your teacher that you aren't going to go off the rails, and you can see that as well. Helps you stay nice and organized and logical. All right, so what do I want to do next? Do I need anything else? Well, let's take a look here. I actually kind of started this earlier just because I wanted to know what I was doing here, but maybe I still do want a hook in there. So maybe I want to put like another subcategory called hook. I want a better hook in here somewhere to capture my reader's attention. And that just tells me, oh, I still need to do this. I still need my hook. And maybe I even put that in a different color so it kind of alerts me, oh yeah, I need to go back there and add that at some point. Okay, and I'm already 12 minutes in and I've only got 3 minutes left. So hopefully I can figure this out. All right, also just so you don't get confused, I'm gonna take this out because I actually did have the information that I wanted in there. And then maybe here I also want my sources. So I'm going to say sources used in opening paragraph. OWL at Purdue. And if I had other ones, I would put those there too. And maybe I put the link here too so that I've got it in case I need to go back and grab it to look at it again. So I might want to put the link in here too. In fact, let me just do that because I happen to have it. That way I don't have to go searching for it. It's a nice place to keep my information so that I stay organized. All right, and then this ended up being a different color because I had changed it earlier. So I can just put that back to black. And then I actually don't need another letter here. I want another Roman numeral. So I'm gonna go, I just keep clicking enter, and now it's got my Roman numeral 2 there, so I can put the next information I need. All right, so my next bit of information is going to be in my first body paragraph. And I don't have that fleshed out very well yet, but I kind of have an idea that I want to go off of, which is this quote from another source that I got. Her last name is Kramer. So I'm just going to copy and paste that quote in there for now. But really what I want to say is here is where I will put my first examples to prove my claim that outlines are a gateway to great papers. That's just kind of remind myself, right? And then I have one quote from a source, so I'm going to put that as capital A because it's not a main heading, it's kind of a subheading. Here's a quote that I want to use, and here's my source for it. And then maybe I want to say, here's my source. And again, in my trusty graphic organizer is where I had that information. So I'm just going to put that there because again, it keeps all my stuff in a nice little spot. And see what it did there? It jumped down as a Roman numeral. So I'm just going to click backspace